I started wood turning at the age of 16, and this is the view that I woke up to every morning. And many of my early trees came from some of those fields down there that were felled or that had fallen over during some of the storms. But it's a special place for me, and from an early age I suppose I was inspired by my grandfather, first of all. He used to work with his hands making toy farmyards and wooden toys for us. And there was an older man that came to live with our family who lost his home and wanted to stay with us for a couple of weeks, but he lived with us for about 10 years. And he showed me how to sharpen a chisel, and he used to make a lot of wind ornaments for us. But that was the spark that I suppose set me off in the direction of working with my hands. But the thing that excites me is just refining the process. Taking everything as far as it can be taken. I discovered earlier on that I handle a piece of wood about 30 times before I never see it again. So if I can bring those 30 times out to 25 times, take those minutes down to seconds, I can get the product out there and sell it at a price that's suitable for the market. And a good part of the enjoyment that I get is as much out of process rather than what I'm making. And of course I love working with wood, but it's only part of it for me. So this is a piece of Irish beech, and what I'm going to do here is quickly rough shape the bowl so that it can go into the kiln and spend maybe 8 weeks drying to about 9% moisture content. When it comes out, it'll be oval in shape, and then I'll put it back on the lathe and then refine it using a sharper edge and some of those smaller tools. So I don't have to get a good finish here. The grain is quite badly torn, there's lots of ridges, but at this stage it's just not important. I'm just looking for the initial rough shape with the base being a little bigger than it should be. That's it, it's ready for the kiln now, and it'll spend about 6 weeks there drying out. Well, I've been aware of Tormek for many years, but I suppose it first really came into my life after a visit to DNS in Germany.
Aber sauber, sauber, es klappt, jawohl! Seht ihr? Fertig. Das ist wirklich genial.
And I went over expecting to teach freehand sharpening, and that's the way I sharpened my tools for many, many years, and that's how I try to teach other people to sharpen their tools as well, with freehand techniques. And after speaking to Martin, he said, we use Tormeks here. And I must say, at first I was a little bit disheartened. I thought, why would you bring me all this way to show methods that you use? But it was the first class that I'd ever taught that all I had to do was give the students 3 settings. It was very, very simple for me. So each student, there was no further discussion other than the 3 settings and how to stand at the machine, how to apply the right pressure, and just about setting the tool up correctly. And when I got home from Germany, I ordered 4 Tormek machines. And for the first time ever, I started to give classes where students, in the duration of the class, had a perfect cutting edge. I wouldn't finish the class by saying someday you'll get a good cutting edge or a good profile on the tool. if you give it lots of practice. They had it in the class. And that is the secret to why the Tormek works so well. It is incredibly quick. You know,
sehr schnell dann die Konsequenzen. Das da runter und weg ist es, ne?
That is it.
Das war's dann schon.
It is 10 seconds.
10 Sekunden.
The Tormek sharpening system is very, very fast for me. So it's only a matter of getting 3 simple settings set up right. Let me show you the 3 steps that I use to set up the system for sharpening my tools. The first is the distance of this bar away from the wheel. And I'll just bring this into contact, and my aim is to have those 2 wheels spinning. I'll bring it in a little closer. That's it. Okay, so that's set in position. Then I'll just check the jig, and for that particular tool I have it on jig setting number 2, and because I stick with 2 settings, either 2 or 4, I mark them with black lines, so it's very, very easy for me to find the exact position every time for that particular tool. And then the 3rd setting is the protrusion of the tool here. And that's it, we're ready to go. So I always start on the left-hand side of the tool, or the right-hand side, never on the tip, because it's such a small singular point you can grind it flat almost instantly. So I'll start on the left, bring it down to meet this here, and then over to the other side, and then back one more time again, and that's it. To maintain the second bevel I have on all my spindle and bowl gouges, I just simply make this adjustment here, slide the tool forward, and just give it a few moments. And this leaves the main cutting edge a little bit shorter, and in fact it makes it even quicker to sharpen because you have less material to remove the next time you go to sharpen that tool. And you can look at that edge there, it has replicated absolutely precisely. A wonderful system. And of course it's important to take note of the jig settings for these tools and use those stickers that come with the Tormek jig that you can just put around the edge of the tool. Primarily I would make 3 different sizes of salad bowls in my production, and which would be 10 inch, 13 inch and about 15 inches in diameter. And the 10-inch bowl comes out of the 15-inch bowl. The wood that I normally work with would be Irish ash, beech, sycamore, but we don't have a wide range of hardwoods in Ireland suitable for wood turning, but luckily what we have works really well with some stunning colours. The tools that I've always kept here in my studio, my new signature tools, all have this parabolic shape, because I just find it so much easier, and also my students just love working with that profile. Cornelia, my wife, is never very impressed when she sees a FedEx van past the house coming with a new tool for me. But when this knife sharpener appeared, I think she's okay with some of those surprises. So every knife in the house now is razor sharp. Our kids are quite young, so they get the scissors out and cut through cardboard and boots and anything they can get those scissors in. So I can take them over here on a Saturday or Sunday morning and get the tools really sharp. So let's have a look at it. Yeah, this turned out really good. My wife will be happy with this. When the drill bit sharpener arrived, I took all of these old drill bits that were destined for recycling, and I was able to give them a whole new life. I sneaked over here one Sunday morning and I just went crazy sharpening every drill bit I could find. I was going through all these old drawers looking for drill bits to sharpen, and they're like new. So even the new drill bits, I actually resharpen them before I use them, because this new 4-point cutting tip is so easy to center. It just doesn't skate and it cuts really, really well. When I make a salad bowl or platter, I just want people to use it. You know, everything I make, or almost everything I make, is for functional use. So sometimes I feel like dragging a knife across the center of a platter so people will not be afraid to use it. It's like that first scratch on a car that we all worry about. After that, you won't care. But I get such pleasure from making these simple, classical shapes.